Broadcast Group Knoxville Operations. I'd like to welcome you to our cluster here today. We've got a great announcement to make. But before we get into that, I want to give some shout outs to some family members that drove over from Nashville. One of our newer acquisitions, News Channel 5 Network in Nashville, a top 3 CBS station in the country, was recently added to the Journal Broadcast Group family. And we've been joined by several of their executives, and I'd like to introduce them now. Lynn Plantania, the station manager of News Channel 5. And Debbie Turner, our executive vice president, Journal Broadcast Group, News Channel 5 Network. I think they got up at midnight to make the drive. Thank you for making that trip. Today we're announcing the acquisition of WNOX 100.3 from Oak Ridge FM Broadcast Group, headed by Johnny Pirkle. Yay. Johnny put on 100.3 back on the air in 1974. That was before I was born. Actually, no. It's one of the strongest radio signals in, really, the eastern coast, and certainly in the state of Tennessee, reaching into 5 states, 2 time zones. We're pleased to add this property to our cluster of stations that include Star 102.1, Hot 104.5, and Q93. Country music has always been an important part of East Tennessee for decades, and today we continue with that rich tradition by announcing the all-new Q100.3.
Now, the new Q100.3 plays today's continuous country from artists like Jason Aldean, the Zach Brown Band, Carrie Underwood, Blake Shelton, Luke Bryan, Miranda Lambert, and Kenny Chesney. With less talk and fewer commercials, the all-new Q100.3.
What an awesome spot. We know the music matters to the people of East Tennessee. They told us they wanted more music, more fun, and more power from the Q. This station will play today's continuous country with less talk and fewer commercials. We will continue to feature Knoxville's own country radio Hall of Fame programmer, Mike Hammond, and now in 100,000 watts of power. At Journal Broadcast Group, we believe strongly in local communities and local programming control. Who better to pick the music we play than our own listeners here in East Tennessee and the surrounding region? In a way, the acquisition of WNOX 100.3, we're getting back to our country roots. As one of the very first stations in the country to begin broadcasting in 1921, it was the 9th licensed station by the FCC. It began broadcasting in 1921 as WNAV, and then shortly thereafter changed its call letters to WNOX. During the early years of WNOX, it aired many storied live programs like Midday Merry-Go-Round and the Tennessee Barn Dance. And that gave many country music legends their start, including Roy Acuff, Chet Atkins, Carl Butler, Archie Campbell, the Carter Family, Bill Carlisle, Don Gibson, and Carl Story. In a way, if you will, this was really the birth of the slogan and frankly the title that Knoxville enjoys today, the cradle of country music. So today we cherish the opportunity to come home to our roots, to the music. For advertisers, we offer the most powerful signal in the state of Tennessee and a pledge of customer service second to none in the broadcast industry. For our loyal listeners, we heard you loud and proud. You wanted more music, more fun, and now more power. So today, we formally welcome East Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, North Carolina, and Georgia to the all-new Q100.3, the Q generation. And now I know you want to hear a little bit from the secret sauce chef. See, I can't even say it, Mike. Our own program director, the legend, Mike Hammond.
Well, this is a big day, and when you leave here today, you can tell people that you have seen an original Tennessee hillbilly. I grew up in the mountains of East Tennessee in Hawkins County, and on Saturday night it was Opry night, and so I grew up on country music. So country music to me is just not a job. It is in my fabric. It's in my being. I love country music. And so coming to Knoxville and being a part of the legendary WIVK all those years was just another extension of my love for country music. And being here today and being a part of this launch of this radio station is just another extension of my love for country music. And as Chris mentioned, you look at the heritage that's here, all the way from Roy Acuff and that midday merry-go-round. I mean, Hank Williams spent his last night here. George Jones had his last concert here. You look at all the artists who come here and perform, not only in the Thompson Bowling Arena, but in the clubs and so forth. This is a hotbed for country music. It always has been, and we're looking forward to continuing that tradition. And when you look at today's country, all the way from Gibbs' own Kenny Chesney to Christian Bush to Rodney Atkins to, of course, Dolly Parton. She got her start on radio right here in Knoxville. It just continues on with that rich tradition, and so we're going to continue with that. As Chris mentioned, one of the things we want to do is have a level of service second to none, not only to our advertisers, but to our listeners and to the music community. Where the music matters is our slogan, because the music does matter to us. And as I mentioned, the Kenny Chesneys and the Dolly Partons and how they got their start as young people, we really want to showcase the talent that we have here in East Tennessee. It is rich. And so we want to showcase new talent with new music programming. We're going to give them an opportunity to have their music exposed to now 5 states and 2 time zones. And so we want to be very much a part of the fabric of local music here in the area. So I can't be more thrilled to launch a brand new radio station, a country music radio station that's going to be focused, as we said, on today's country, but also the opportunity that we're going to give to the people of East Tennessee and to the musicians and the artists of East Tennessee to be a part of what we're doing. Thank you to Chris Protzman for hiring me. He took a chance, I think, on a man of my advancing years, but I can tell you, no one has more passion than I do about country music and about radio, and we're bringing that passion to the team that's here in the building here today. And so we're going to be building a team of on-air talent, which we'll be announcing later. But the opportunity that we have now to launch a new radio station with a new focus and something the market hasn't seen before is extremely exciting to me. Thank you all for being here today, and we're going to be pushing the button here in just a few minutes. We'll be moving into the next studio, and at 9 o'clock we'll be off and running on the new Q100.3. Chris?
Well, that's the end of our remarks here. If you want to move your cameras into the main studio and get situated, we've got about 10 minutes till we launch the new station. You should be, I think we have enough room to accommodate in there, and you certainly should be able to have enough time to set up. So you can go around that door or come through here, and the entrance to the studio is on the other side of this wall. So thanks for coming, guys. Appreciate it.